Hello and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name is Ben Morgan Brown and today I'm looking at the Legend Plus C2079AXP from Ovation guitars. This guitar features a layered quilted sapele top with scalloped X bracing, a deep contour lyre cord GS body, a 5-piece maple and mahogany neck with an ebony fingerboard, a scale length of 642mm and a nut width of 42.8mm. It comes with Ovation's own OCP 1K pickup, ships in an Ovation ABS case, and has an RRP of £1,621. Ovation are well known for producing stage-ready guitars with built-in pickup systems, so let's have a listen to the guitar now and then come back afterwards for my thoughts. My first impression of the guitar is that it has the classic Ovation look to it. It's quite flash, and the combination of quilted sapele and the inlay around the top work really well. And I also like the contrast between the dark headstock and the lighter woods used in the neck, and how that's all set off by the gold machine heads. It's a little bit heavy, but despite the bowl-back design, it sits very comfortably in the lap, and the satin finish on the neck feels really good under the left hand. The build quality is generally high. The fretwork is really good. The inlay on the top of the guitar is very cleanly done, and also the neck and the body joint is very clean too. There's a few areas where the top and the body joint is not perfect, and there is some obvious filler on the inlays in the fingerboard, but aside from that, it's a very solidly built guitar. The tone has a very pleasant immediacy to it. In some ways, it does feel a little bit like playing an electric guitar through a compressor into a clean amp. There's a lot of pop to the notes, and there's certainly lots of sustain as well. Although there's reasonable headroom and dynamics for strumming, I did feel like the guitar got to a certain point where playing harder didn't really produce a larger or louder sound. But when the guitar was at that point, it didn't sound choked like some guitars can. That compressed feel meant that finger-picked parts felt very balanced, and there was also a fullness and togetherness to chords when strumming. Harder strumming did reveal a few boomy low notes and a slight zinginess to the top end, but this was easily countered by keeping the right hand under control. It's maybe not the purest of acoustic sounds, but I did enjoy the tone from both the playing position and also when I was listening back to the recordings. The built-in pickup has a characteristic piezo sound, but it's certainly not the worst pickup I've heard, and I do think it's the kind of sound that will sit in a band mix very well. If you're a solo performer, you might need to adjust the EQ a little bit more, but there is a 3-band EQ on board. And also I think, with this as the bass tone, any competent sound person is going to be able to get you a good sound through a decent PA. The guitar is really easy to play. The neck feels great in the left hand, and the combination of low action and large, well-polished frets mean that overall, from the very first fret to the very last fret, the guitar has a really silky feel. Although the nut width is narrower than what I'm personally used to, I didn't find this to be an issue at all, and combined with the slightly fuller than I was expecting neck profile, this guitar was, well, to be honest, it was a dream to play. I think this guitar is probably going to work best in the context of a mix with other instruments. It has a solid tone that's not going to take up too much space sonically, and also the built-in pickup obviously makes it a great choice for performing live. Solo performers might want a more traditional tone, but that's something that really comes down to personal choice. Whereas the excellent playability of this guitar, I think, is something that all players would be impressed with. Although available for a lower street price from some retailers, at an RRP of £1,600, this guitar sits at a price point where there is a lot of competition, and some of that competition is going to be from traditionally made solid wood guitars. If that is something that is important to you as a player, then this guitar might not seem such good value for money at this price. But I would hazard a guess that this guitar is not really aimed at those players, and Ovation are preaching to the choir really here and giving their fans what they want. A very playable, reliable and durable guitar that is ready for the stage both in sound and in looks. And with a street price of closer to £1,000, I think this guitar will be very attractive for those people looking for those qualities. I was pleasantly surprised by this guitar, and it challenged some of my assumptions of what an Ovation guitar sounds like. Yes, there's a slight electric guitarness to the tone, and I'd like to hear what a solid wood top would bring to the sound, but I really enjoyed the feel of the neck, the playability was excellent, and the tone had a punch and balance that I wasn't expecting. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe and follow us on social media to be kept up to date with new videos, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.